Namaste, welcome back to the mat. Today's class is a Vinyasa Flow. We're not going to do a lot of time warming up, so if you need to pause the video, taking a little bit of extra time to get your body warming up in a way that feels appropriate for you, please do so. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and begin in downward facing dog. So finding downward dog, take a little wider variation at first. So maybe lining the pinky toes up with the edges of the mat, bending the knees gently, pressing the chest toward the thighs. Just relaxing the weight of the head, letting gravity take hold, tractioning the neck and spine. And then start to grip the fingers. I want you to imagine letting the triceps really hollow down toward the mat, and you feel this broadening along the upper back. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe one more. Big breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Sealing the lips as feels comfortable for you. Begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Walking your hands back to the back of the mat, keeping the feet really wide. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Taking the turn, bending one leg, straightening the other. Maybe feeling a little stretch through the outer leg tissue. Letting the shoulders round forward, letting that softness happen through the backs of the legs and the low back. Letting the belly rest on the thighs, so bending the knees as much as feels necessary in your practice today. Releasing the hands down to the mat, walk back through downward facing dog, and then bring the feet about hip distance apart. I want you to notice the heels, so feel like they're slightly spinning out so that they disappear behind the toes, and feel the inner thighs start to travel up. Pressing the chest toward the tops of the thighs, come high up onto the toes. Plank wave forward into plank, look toward the top edge of the mat, find your version of plank. Start to hug the thumbs toward one another and draw the shoulders down away from the ears, igniting serratus anterior, those muscles that stabilize the scapula along the back. Taking a breath here, not letting the head hang in space. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Taking a full breath in and out. Twice more, high up on the heels, plank wave forward, look to the top edge of the mat, finding your best version of plank. Maybe you focus on the legs this time, softly bending the knees and then straightening the legs. Feeling a slight tuck of the tailbone, strong plank body. Taking another breath. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Last time through, high up on the heels, plank wave forward. This time we're gonna lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes, bring the hands underneath the elbows. Start to find the muscles along the spine. Lifting up through the muscles of the back body, pressing the tops of the feet down, pressing the pubic bone down, a slight tuck of the chin. Maybe you begin to drive the elbows up, that you start to lift the hands off the mat, feeling all the muscles of the back start to light up and engage. Still breathing. Space into the low back. Feel that pubic bone press down. One more breath here. Hands come down, press through child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, letting the forehead rest, taking a few breaths. When you're ready, tucking your toes, lifting your hips, find downward facing dog. Just simply to walk to the top of the mat. I like to keep my feet separated about hip distance, at least for a little while. Bring your hands onto the shins, lengthen, look forward, inhale. Exhale, fold. Ragdoll up as you press down from the feet, roll all the way up. Tadasana, bring the hands down by the sides. Turning the palms away from the body. A slight tuck of the chin. Breathing in and out through the nose. We'll take a couple rounds of sun salutation, letter A. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, hands to the shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, followed by the left. Plank pose. Either lower all the way down to the belly or your version of a yogi push-up. Inhale, lift, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then press either to child's pose and then let down dog be the meeting point. Take a few breaths. Sun salutations meant to warm the body. High up on the heels, look forward. Step to the top of the mat. Maybe you inch those feet a little closer toward one another. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Ragdoll up, press down to the feet. This time lift the arms up overhead. And we'll take a side bend, right hand down by the body. Lift the left arm up and over. Press to the inner arch of the left foot. And breathe. Right arm lifts, left hand down. Pressing to the inner arch of the right foot. Lift the right arm up and over. Both arms will lift. Think of finding length through the side ribs, shoulders over hips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, dive and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, this time step the left foot back, followed by the right. Maybe you're ready for your first vinyasa, or maybe you want to lower to the knees and find halfway lower through a push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog is the meeting point. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sealing off this last round. Come high up on the toes, look forward. Step or float, top of the mat. Maybe you bring the big toes together. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up, reach the arms overhead. Take that side bend, right hand down, left arm lifts. Inhale through center, left hand down, right arm lifts. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Hands down, feet back. Maybe you jump through a push-up. If you do, jump with bent arms. Maybe you're ready for that yogi push-up. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Bring the hands back to the back of the mat. Bend the knees a whole lot. Grab the big toes with the peace sign fingers. Bending the knees, elbows come out to the side. Using the strength of the arms with the belly on the thighs, and pull yourself into a forward fold. Taking a few breaths here. Releasing the bind of the hands, walking back to downward facing dog. 3-limb down dog, lift the right leg up, back and behind. Bend the knee, open the hip, really lifting from the inner right knee. Feeling all that front leg tissue. Begin to open and stretch. Then reach long through the right toes. Bring the right knee in toward the right elbow and hold and pause. Look in between the hands. Step the right foot up by the right thumb. Press back through the left heel. Float the hands behind. Breathe in. Squeeze the shoulder blades along the back. Press down so hard through that right heel that you begin to lift the arms and upper body up. Crescent lunge. Now just for today, bend that left knee a lot. Hug the inner thighs in. Almost like you're trying to really load the front of that left thigh. Good, and then reach through the fingertips. So I notice my fingertips are slightly forward. So I feel this broadening through the shoulder blades, and I feel length through the side waist, shoulders over hips. And then without changing the bend in the right knee, straighten the left leg as much as you can, feeling that stretch through the left leg. Taking a full breath in here. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the right foot back. Optional vinyasa, yogi push-up to downward facing dog. Skipping it is always a beautiful option. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Feeling the front leg of the left begin to open. Good, straightening the left leg. Round the spine, bring the left knee up toward the left tricep. Looking in between the hands, step the left foot up by the left thumb, wiggle it a little wider. Tenth of fingers start to press through that right heel, weight down into the left heel, and begin to float the hands behind you. Looking forward to the top of the mat, feel the strength through the legs, and allow the pressing down of the legs to lift the torso, high crescent lunge. Drop into that right knee, so start to bend the right knee, hug the inner thighs together. Really reach really strongly up through the fingertips. Feel the broadening of the shoulder blades along the back. Good. Keeping that deep bend in the left knee, begin to straighten the right leg. Feeling the front of the right hip flexor, the front leg stuff begin to stretch and warm. Taking another breath in here. Good. Exhale, bring the hands down. Left foot steps back. Optional vinyasa, yogi push-up or skip it to downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward in between the hands. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat and turn them slightly in with the heels out. Bring the hands onto the hardwood, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, find a forward fold, Pasarita. Finding that head and neck hang. Slowing the breath. Warming up for some of our externally rotated postures. Come up to the fingertips, turn both toes out to 45 degrees, bend into the right knee. Maybe you drop the butt down, flex through the left toes, and allow the left toes and knee to come straight up to the ceiling. Maybe you keep a bend in that right knee, just finding that whole right groin, left groin stretch. Taking a full breath in here. And then bending into the left knee, toes still out to 45, finding the variation of Skandasana that works through the left side, stretching through the right side groin. And then take a few moments, little yogi free time, just work between those two postures. Skandasana side to side, whether the booty is up high or low, just starting to work through the hips. Taking another few rounds of breath. Girl, next time you meet toward your left foot, come all the way up to the top of the mat, turn all 10 toes, and then step the right foot up and a little bit wide. So there's about 3 feet distance of space between my left heel and my right thigh. I want to find that left hip pushing back. Bring your hands to the fingertips to the block or the floor and find that forward fold, pyramid pose. Taking a big full deep breath in here. Maybe a soft bend. You maintained a soft bend through the left thigh. Feeling the groundedness through the right heel though. When you're ready, find a halfway lift, breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring the right foot behind the left, line the pinky toes. Softly bending the knees. Finding that forward fold, I want you to feel the stretch all the way through the outer right thigh. Maybe so much that you begin to walk the fingertips to the left, sinking the hips slightly to the right. Beautiful. Walking the hands back and through center. Uncross the legs. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. This time, step the left foot back. Wiggle that right foot a little bit to the right so you have room for your hips to square toward the top of the mat. Really ground through that left heel. Soft bend in through the right knee and find pyramid pose, right side, stretching through the right back of the leg and hamstring. Finding that forward fold, that softness as you lengthen through the right leg. When you're ready, inhale, find a halfway lift, softly bending the right knee, drag the left foot behind so you're lining the ankles. The right ankle is crossed in front of the left and the pinky toes begin to line up. Softly bending the knees, find the forward fold. Feel that whole outer left leg begin to stretch. Maybe you walk your hands over toward the right, twisting your chest to the right, sinking your hips slightly to the left, pulling that outer left hip back, softly bending the knees. Taking another full deep breath in and full breath out. Uncross the legs, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Vinyasa or skip it, going through your yogi push-up to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps up in between the hands. Ground the back left heel. We're gonna line up warrior two. So I'm gonna take my right foot a little bit off to the right. So I feel this action of the right hip pulling back and my right inner thigh drawing forward, almost like I'm making a U shape of energy. Feeling the left toes turn in, squaring my pelvis and shoulders to the side of the mat, and then strong arms, as if I'm reaching through the arms, not just letting my arms hang in my shoulders, but that I'm strong through the arms all the way out to the fingertips. Breathing here. Maybe you bend in a little deeper toward that right leg, continuing to pull that outer right hip back. Feel the right heel drag into the mat. Feel that opening of the chest.
Tip the right palm, exalt, lifting the right arm up, engaging the left side body, big full stretch. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, vinyasa or skip it, and go straight to downward facing dog. Toes together, left leg lifts, 3-limb down dog. Left foot steps up in between the hands. Ground the back right heel, wiggle that left foot just a little bit wider, and open the arms up, warrior 2. So again, I'm gonna allow that left hip to draw back, the left inner thigh to draw forward, opening up my hips toward the long edge of the mat, as well as my chest and shoulders. Arms are strong, gazing over that left middle finger, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Finding that breath. The back right toes are slightly turned in. Feeling strength through that right leg. Maybe bend in just a little deeper. Beautiful. Tip the left palm. Exalt, lifting through the left side waist, side body, taking a full breath. Exhale, lower the hands. Optional vinyasa or skip it to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Breathing in and out. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. This time lower the left knee, shin, top of the foot. Inhale, lift the arms. So start to lean into that right hip just a little bit for the opening through the left side leg, the left hip flexor. And then start to make fists with the hands. Begin to draw the elbows down by the side ribs as if you're going into a back bend. Lift up through the chest and the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Strong through the legs. Take another full breath. Exhale. Find half splits. Straightening the right leg, sitting the hips on the left heel. Soft bend in the right knee. Begin to draw the heart forward toward that right big toe. And find a forward fold. Take 3 breaths. At the end of that third exhalation, begin to rebend the right knee. Bring your hands to your floor. Tuck the left toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Left foot steps in between the hands. Right knee, shin, top of the foot comes flat. Grounded, Anjaneyasana. Bending into that left knee, opening up the right front of the thigh, the right hip flexor tissue. And then again, making fists with the hands, bringing the hands slightly forward. Begin to open and broaden through the shoulder blades. Draw the elbows down toward the wrists as you lift up through the chest and the heart. Slightly tucking the chin. Find a little back bend. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Straighten the left leg. Sit the right hip to the right heel. Take a soft bend in that left knee. Find a lengthen as you inhale, and exhale, find a forward fold. 3 breaths. Taking another full round of breath in and out through the nose. When you're ready, press weight into the hands. Go ahead and rebend the left knee to come onto your seat. Extend the left leg long, bring the right heel into the groin. Janu Shirsasana. Bring the left forearm to the inside, somewhere where you feel the right side of the chest and rib cage open up. Lifting the right arm like we're coming into a side bend. Feel some weight through the right hip. Feel an opening through the right side body. Pinky fingers spiral down. So you feel that broadening through the right shoulder blade, the back of the right shoulder. Then coming up halfway, go ahead and turn the chest toward that left leg, maybe bringing the right hand to the outside. So grabbing the left pinky toe, so you feel that right side of the shoulder start to square off toward that left thigh. Feeling that stretching sensation, the back of the right hip. Just using my left hand here to support. Taking another big breath in and out. Uprighting the torso. straightening the right leg, bringing the left heel into the groin, drawing your Sirsasana. So I'm going to go ahead and open up. So I'm externally rotating my right arm so that I feel my right back of the hand and my elbow against my right thigh. And then opening up the left side of the chest, lifting my left arm up and over, feeling length. So I want a bit of rooting or heaviness through the left hip. So I don't feel like I'm just lifting off to the side, but I feel really grounded through both sitting bones. Chin toward the armpit to find length through the cervical spine, and then gently spiraling the pinky fingers down so you feel that broadening through the upper left shoulder. Taking another breath. Come up halfway, turn the chest toward that right thigh, feel some heaviness through the left shoulder, and cross the left hand across the midline, reaching somewhere for the outer right thigh, calf, or pinky toe. Then finding that forward fold. Whatever that forward fold looks like and feels like, still feel the rooting and groundingness through the hips. Slowing the breath down. Imagining now elongating the exhales. So breathing in for 3 counts and exhaling for 4, 5, and maybe even 6 counts. As we start to slow our practice down, preparing for a brief Shavasana. And slowly using the hands to support the torso. As you come up to seated, making your way onto the back. Bending the right knee and then the left. Taking the feet wide to the edges of the mat so the pinky toes align with the edges of the mat. And go ahead and open the arms like wings, turning the palms up to open the chest. And let the knees come in to hug together so that the inner part of the knees are coming together to kiss. Do you feel the broadening, the space through the low back? Breathe deep. And just by moving the right leg, externally open the right leg, bending the right knee, lifting the right foot, placing it on top of the left thigh. Finding that gentle spinal twist, maybe you lift the head and look toward the left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Releasing the bind of the right foot, place the right foot down. Upright the torso so that the chest is facing toward the ceiling and hug the knees back in together to touch. This time externally rotating the left knee open so that the inner left knee is open toward the ceiling. Take the knees toward the left. Maybe that right hip lifts off the floor and lifting the left foot, placing it on top of the right thigh for a little extra stretch, and then maybe lifting the head and gazing toward the right, finding that spinal twist, or any variation that feels good in your body. Taking a full deep breath in and deep breath out. Elongating the exhales. Releasing the bind of the left foot, place the left foot down, bending the knees and allowing the legs to straighten out towards Shavasana, turning the palms up, allowing the shoulder blades to come together on the back. We'll breathe together for a few moments, releasing all the air as you begin to breathe deep. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe deep. Exhale slow. And breathing to the natural rhythm of your breath. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, taking a big stretch overhead, reaching long through the fingertips, through the side waist, through the toes, making your way up to a seated posture. We'll end our practice together. Coming to any seated posture that feels comfortable in your body, gently bring the hands to prayer in front of the chest, the heart, and the belly. Go ahead and bow your head in gratitude, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat, carving out time for yourself. Namaste.